I'm Rebecca Fryer with Kingstonist News. Here's what's making headlines today, December 22nd, 2022. A rainfall warning and a winter storm watch are now both in effect for Kingston and the surrounding area as we brace for what is being described as a significant winter weather storm over the Christmas weekend by Environment Canada. The Meteorological Service says that they are still calling for rain to begin this evening, Thursday, and it will continue until about noon on Friday when high winds move into the region and drop temperatures drastically. Forecasters believe this storm may lead to localized flooding in low-lying areas due to the rain and melt, and that there is the possibility of a flash freeze event as temperatures are expected to dip and then remain well below the freezing mark for the rest of the holiday weekend. In addition to rain, this weekend's storm is also forecast to dump 5 to 15 centimeters of lake effect snow on top of potentially a lot of ice, and then damaging winds are in the forecast with gusts of up to 120 kilometers per hour expected overnight Friday, tapering off into Saturday afternoon. With this caliber of storm, the weather agency says extensive utility outages are possible. Public Safety Canada encourages everyone to make an emergency plan and to pack an emergency kit with drinking water, food, medicine, a first aid kit, and a flashlight. Kingston Police and OPP would also like all motorists to consider altering their travel plans throughout the holiday weekend as road conditions are expected to be treacherous even for the most experienced of drivers. They suggest altering your travel plans if you can and suggest postponing holiday celebrations by just a day or two so that you can avoid having to commute in that nasty winter weather. With this storm on the way, Cataraqui Conservation has issued a water safety statement and a shoreline conditions statement. While widespread flooding is not expected at this time, the Conservation Authority is urging caution around dams and fast-flowing watercourses, and they've stated that deterioration of ice conditions should be expected. They say shorelines are also likely to be icy and slippery, increasing the chance of falling in, and ask everyone to steer clear of the banks of Lake Ontario specifically, as waves, high wind, and runoff is expected to cause storm surge of 0.5 meter or more. The Conservation Authority says that because the ground is frozen and that there is currently minimal snowfall to help absorb the forecasted rainfall, high levels of runoff are expected to end up in lakes and streams. They add that these bodies of water may actually continue to rise for several days and could remain elevated for weeks, which could increase erosion and deposit debris along shorelines and beaches. Lastly, they say to expect high water levels at local dams, but they will be increasing discharge as much as possible to mitigate flooding from all of the water that's on the way. Last night at City Council, Sydenham District Councillor Connie Glenn put forward a proposal to waive on-street parking fees for nearly 300 critical frontline healthcare workers that are directly involved in patient care and who need parking passes the most. The motion stipulates that healthcare workers could apply for one of the free 300 temporary 2-month-long permits that would allow them to park on neighborhood streets that are in close proximity to both Kingston General Hospital and Hotel Dieu Hospital sites. The move is estimated to cost the city approximately $7,500 per month in lost parking revenue. The motion also includes a final clause that asked staff to look into longer-term options that will ease the plight of overworked hospital employees when it comes to parking, and asked for a report with viable suggestions to be brought back in front of council by the third quarter of 2023. And lastly, also at Council this week, they voted to adopt an operational planning model to improve response times for Kingston Fire and Rescue. The new model includes several elements meant to decrease response times and to optimize staffing in the city's west and east end service areas. So this includes the rebuilding of the Railway Street Fire Station in Kingston's Inner Harbour neighborhood, the hiring of several new full-time career firefighters, and the construction of a brand new West End fire station. For more on these stories and other headlines, or to submit your own news, visit kingstonist.com and become a subscriber today. I'm Rebecca Fryer. Have a great one, Kingston.